I'm making an orange pound cake today because I had some oranges and it's starting to dry out. So let's make this absolute foolproof pound cake recipe. It's so easy. Like so easy. This recipe is going into my little book that's gonna stay there for eternity. Starting with 1.5 cup of flour into a sifter, 1 teaspoon baking powder, half teaspoon salt, and sift it all together. This is going to be my dry ingredients bowl. I love this sifter. You can see on the side as I'm rotating it instead of like clicking it with my finger. I love it so much. My other bowl, this is for the KitchenAid food processor, like the mixer, stand mixer. I'm using half cup of butter, room temperature. I actually let it sit out overnight. And over here I have this 1/3 measuring cup. That is what I'm gonna use for the sugar. I'm adding 3 of this, and that is 3/4 cup of sugar. And I am zesting the skin of 2 oranges, but save the oranges because I'm also gonna add some orange juice into this one. Be very careful with the zester because it's so sharp. It can even zest a little bit off of your fingernails. And make sure you save the goodness from inside because the best part always get trapped in there. So the KitchenAid, I'm gonna beat together the butter, sugar, and orange zest first. Now you can also use a hand whisker, which I personally prefer, but this is less work. What you have to do with this is constantly stop and scrape out the middle part and also the edges of your bowl because it does get stuck, and also on the bottom. So that's like the only thing that you have to watch out for if you're using the standing mixer, but it does save a lot of energy, so that's great. 3 eggs. I am going to add these one at a time, so 1, but then I also have to stop again to scrape off the edges. But once it gets a little more wet, liquidy, then I no longer have to scrape the edges. So scrape the bottom 2 and then keep adding my eggs one at a time. After I have added all 3 eggs, I'm gonna add half cup of milk and half teaspoon of vanilla extract. You can also use vanilla bean paste. There's not much difference between the two, except the bean paste is also going to have a little bit of beans in it, but you're not going to be able to see it in this one. If you were to make custard, I would prefer to use the bean paste. And then adding my flour in gently so it doesn't explode. This is gonna be a runny batter, but out of all the pound cakes I have made in the last 10 years, this is the most perfect one. It's moist, it's soft, it's just perfect. And then I'm also adding half of an orange juice into it. Well, this orange is a little bit dry, so there's not much coming out. It's not gonna make a whole lot of difference. The orange flavor is mostly coming from the zest. Here I have a Emerald Lagasse multifunctioning conventional oven. I was checking if my pan fits in there, and it fits straight, but I love this little thing. And in my next video I'm going to try out the proofing setting, but it also does air frying, and you can grill a whole chicken, slow cook, and some other functions. Let's see, my batter is done, and with this conventional oven I'm gonna set it to 340 degrees and bake it for 4 minutes. But if you're using a regular oven, put it to 350. If you're using a conventional oven like that one, you always have to put that 10 degrees under because it's smaller and it gets hotter faster than a regular oven. I'm gonna grease and flour my baking pan, loaf pound cake pan. This is Alclad. It's supposed to be non-stick, but I'm not giving it a chance. Still use it. It's a habit. I mean, it works for me, so this is a foolproof method, so it's gonna work on every single loaf pan. And the excess flour you can just throw it in the trash, and then in goes my batter. This smells amazing. If you want just a regular pound cake with no orange, you can do that. You don't have to put the orange in there. Or maybe if you want to do lemon, that you can add the lemon zest. I also made lime one, but that was a different recipe and it wasn't as good as this one. So this one is definitely a foolproof. So this is going into the oven for 40 minutes. And then I'm gonna have to cool it down completely before I can add the glaze, and that's like the most fun part. Look how beautiful it is, and it has the crack in the middle. To check if the inside has cooked, I put a toothpick in, and if it comes out dry, then it's dry on the inside. But look how beautiful it cracked. There's like a hack how to make a crack like that by putting butter in the middle, but I did not put butter and it's still cracked. Okay, for the glaze, 1 cup of powdered sugar, and I'm kind of just eyeballing the liquid from the orange juice. I ended up adding about a tablespoon and a little bit more. I want this to be a little runny, so not too thick. That's something you have to eyeball. So clearly this is not enough, so I'm adding a little bit more. And I'm not gonna cut this scene too much because I want you to see that looks can be deceiving. It's gonna look like it's still dry, but once I'm mixing, let's see, it looks a bit dry and too thick. But wait, look how it's changing. And this will be a perfect consistency. But I wanted it to be a little thicker, so I'm gonna add a little bit more. But this will be absolutely perfect. Look at that. That will be like a perfect glaze. It will be thicker. But I want it a little bit more thin, so I'm adding a few more drops. Just a little bit. It should be enough. Yeah, like a small spoon. And look how beautiful this is. See, it's much more runnier. I want it to be thin this time. And once the pound cake has completely cooled off, I am going back and forth with my glaze. I'm adding on top of the glaze again, and it will just glide down on its own. If there's any like little holes, you can go in there too, but you see how it's sliding down very nicely. It is a lot of glazing sliding down on its own. And I'm gonna wait until it is cooled and set before cutting. And I find that it's easiest to cut with a bread knife. Yeah, there's like a little teeth, and it cuts perfectly. Foolproof recipe. Foolproof. It's going into my little book where I collect recipes that turn out absolutely perfect, and it's gonna live in there for eternity. And this is the base recipe I will be using for every single pound cake from now on. I'm just gonna play around with the flavoring, but you see how thin the glazing is. That is exactly what I wanted. Sometimes when it's too thick, it can be very overwhelming because it's so sweet, but this is absolutely perfect. It's soft, it's moist, it's not too sweet, but oh, it is so perfect.